Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the show. All right, Aurorum, Kingmaker, Session 2, let's go. You guys rode that ride all the way to the very top, and the only person, because, unfortunately, you got pulled up there at kind of a fast speed. Your concentration was lost. You don't currently have your orbs, meaning in this darkness, the only one that can see is one. And so the other two probably freaking out to a good degree. But one, you're actually able to watch, kind of like ride the wave, hold on. You know, you're kind of stoic, you're strong-minded.
If that's the case, Valorant would probably keep screaming for a little bit after until he's realized he stopped moving. The scream just goes a little longer than.
Which is doubly entertaining for you, one, because you literally you guys stopped moving, probably even after it locked and engaged up above. It actually went over at the top and around like a little lip, and then engaged at a flat surface. So you're even able to stand up and walk off a few steps before you stop screaming. So from where you are trying to take it in, it's pretty easy for you to see where it was that it's pretty easy for you to see where it was that the ceiling had dropped open to allow the ball to fall before. You can actually see that. It's pretty obvious. It's not hidden very well on this side because there's no reason to. You can even see the little almost what are they called? Air.
Cylinder thing.
Yeah, what the hell is that called? Oh my god.
Piston.
Yeah, like the pistons or whatever that would act, but it's more like gears to crank it down and then crank it back up. That would have been used to lower this almost like trap door to drop the ball. Why don't you, unless you say anything, did you want to engage in conversation first? No? Okay. So roll me a perception check and see if there's any thing that you could find up there.
Just know you get one perception check before Valorant blinds you because he realizes his his dancing lights are gone.
16.
So with your 16, you're kind of looking about for a little bit. His screaming finally stopped. You heard that, and and both of them are starting to stand up and feel their way about. Where are we? You can actually see that there does seem to be a small little. It's almost like an access door that gets up into this area as well, or I should say doorway. There's no actual door to it. A little doorway up here as well. And so you actually do find a way down from here other than just that big drop ceiling bit that you can kind of guide them through. So
yeah.
I'll let you guys take it away.
There seems to be an access door over here.
What? Wait. Dancing lights.
Yeah.
Where? Sorry. Where? I sort of moves them further away.
Where are we?
Looks at where we came from.
The top of the stairs.
It reset. That is impressive. And terrifying.
Yes. The Mal appear to be more adept at making traps than I had understood. Well, perhaps it is a good thing that we left Jaden down to watch the rear.
Yes. And we broke this trap. I would hate to have pressed it twice.
Yes, that would have been quite enough for me, I think. Still, hopefully now we will have some riches to reward us for our efforts. If all this is for naught, then I will be quite disgruntled.
As will I. I will be very angry and likely have no idea what to do with myself for the foreseeable future. And yes, I don't want to do that. Let's go. Before I continue talking.
You guys make your way through almost the access door. The stairs loop around. And they go on for a little while. It itself is its own decent-sized tunnel, nowhere near as long as the huge stairwell that you were walking up. And finally, where it does release out, on this side, you can actually, the release out that it does, you can tell that the door, it's this door is not quite a door. It's made out of stone. It's a little funny. You find the latch, so you can kind of unlatch it, which unlocks it. And then you can kind of grab these two bars to pull the door back and swing it out of the way. And you realize that when you step out the other side, it's at the very top of the stairs, and this little was an access door, was another secret door to kind of at the very top of the stairs get into where this area is to be able to service the ball if need be. But the plus side is you're even past where you were beforehand, and you're looking down. You see the stairs before you, and all the stairs have locked into place. As you guys were walking through there, one of the things, whoever it was that was last to walk out, so we can even say it was, maybe Valorant, last to walk out, kind of looking about, you do see that literally on one of the walls, inside this little last room that has the door going out, is a small little map, almost like a layout of the base down below, or the one that you had gone through. And you can actually see that in accordance to this map, if you're reading it correctly, because unfortunately it's written in Mull, which none of you guys speak Mull. You can't really read the words that are there.
I do.
You speak Mull? M-O-L Mull?
Well, I've got P Goblin, which stands for prehistoric or whatever.
Oh, yeah, you had the proper training. Oh, that's right. And so that was before I had written the languages, which is
I
over
also
on
realized that I haven't actually I was waiting to hear the names before I chose my extra language. I just realized.
We'll do that after the session. We'll go over
afterwards,
the properness, but give me 1 second to do that for you there.
Because I do think if it would be. I'm not going to use it now because I didn't have that ready. But like, if there was anything, knowing where he was going, it would have been this one.
Oh, you're fine. So the modern day goblin is known as Glyn, but Mull is the ancient hobgoblin language, which is what you were going for, the proper language. So you actually speak Mull.
Oh yeah, that probably stands for proper goblin.
Yeah, exactly. It's supposed to yeah.
I put P Goblin. I was like, what is that?
So you actually speak Mull. So when Val kind of brings your attention to it, like, ooh, what's this? And you go over there and you read it, you're actually able to read it well enough. You can actually see that there were a lot of traps that were set in that hallway on that stairwell. Several after the one that you had already triggered and survived, in case there were any stragglers, I guess. And even a few more down below. But the ones down below where they seem to be marked and set, they didn't trigger. Maybe it was due to time, age, lack of maintenance. Maybe they've been sprung at some point in time, but none of them there were in fact set in place. You do see a couple of other details even pertaining to the door down below and the traps that were originally there. You can see a couple of the markings of the traps that pertain to the ones that you never triggered. You even have a small little marking. It's almost like a circle with a bunch of like little circles around it. It's like a shorthand version of saying like arcane or magic. It's almost like a hieroglyph, whereas they have a proper language with actual like characters and whatnot. Almost looks the characters almost look like Russian characters, which is Cyrillic, right? Or whatever that is. That what Russian alphabet is called? Cyrillic. Cyrillic. Thank you.
Cyrillic. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I just thought of like right. Sorry, Russia. So Cyrillic.
Let's just hope that all of those traps were definitely not activated or.
So as far as you can tell, none of them seem to have their effect. Nonetheless, the same map does show before you how it is that you'd be able to continue on, and it does stop shortly after the little corridor that you're stepping into. There's going to be a small little bend. In theory, there's one more trap there. It's funny because it's a classic pit trap. Step on the pressure plate, and the entire floor opens up. And then after that, there's actually going to, and it's a 10-foot wide gap. So if you don't hit the pressure plate, or if you do, you can just jump the gap. Behind that, there's actually a door, and that door, in theory, does have a couple more basic stuff to it. I mean, these are hobgoblins, so they're the more advanced version, but they're still goblin in nature. They like their traps. The ones to the door, you believe you can easily circumvent them, including maybe they had an issue of goblins forgetting their keys before, but there's even a way to open the door from this side. Manipulating certain, and it's all written right here for you. All the details.
Thank fuck you could read that.
Yeah, it's written right there for you.
So there's one more trap, and a door which has a way to open it from this side. They've handily written down.
Well then, I assume they thought no one would best their traps. If you can call what we did besting.
Okay.
Well then, you lead the way.
Right then, let's see. So, and he would.
Okay, and you go over, and it's kind of like one of those. You looked at the map. You probably didn't write a sketch or anything. You probably just memorized like how far the corridor is and how far along the corridor the map. And honestly, from what you could tell, the map is probably drawn, if not perfectly accurate, pretty accurate to proportions for how long corridor is and how far down it would be. And so, do you choose to engage or avoid the pit trap?
Because we know exactly where it is, we should engage it in the off chance that Rerin would suggest this to others. I suppose there's a chance Jaden may attempt to follow us at a later stage. We should probably trigger this just in case.
Okay. So the way that this was set was, without getting into too much detail, it was a pressure plate, a single pressure plate, but it was actually had almost like how a Lego has like, little round parts that come up. Had 5 little round parts that actually came up through the floor. If you had stepped on any one of those small parts that trigger the pressure plate below, it would cause it to open. So you couldn't just like avoid this one button. So it actually was probably a good idea you did that. So you hit the thing. The thing swings open. You actually find no bones in there either because somebody had asked. There's no bones inside the pit trap either. At the bottom, what you do find are long spikes, long, very jagged iron spikes sitting there. But nonetheless, circumventing this trap is actually relatively easy once you've opened it up. It's a 10-foot gap. If you run at least 20 feet and make a jump check or an acrobatics check, whatever it's called, I think jump's the thing, it's a DC 10. But obviously you guys aren't going to, make this too difficult for yourself. One person can jump it first, and then the others can grab onto a rope, and as you jump, they can tug you hard to get you across easier. So I only need one of you to make the DC. DC 10 jump check.
Well, I have a negative to acrobatics, so if anybody else wants to
I guess
jump over.
me.
If it makes you feel any better, like I said, you did get to save that one pool of luck before. I took it back for my explanation of something. And then you did actually gain one more since then. So you actually have 2 in your pool.
Good.
Rerin is going to take off his armor.
Okay.
Hello, Kevin.
Stupid, unfitted piece of junk. Like tears off this studded leather and throws it on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Hands it to one to get ready to throw it across.
And then he'll back up and take a run up and.
That was roller coaster.
I was like, oh god. I was like, and the funny part too is that would have given you a 6, and he didn't cast guidance on you. So, oh god.
Oh my god.
He's like, what's the human do this one on his own?
So,
Sometimes I forget I can do that.
Oh my god. That's terrifying.
And then that Rerin falls, gets skewered, and he's like, that would have been useful if I'd done that thing.
you easily
Oh wait.
you easily hop that gap. It's not even a concern for you. You land easily on the other side. They take a length of the rope and they throw it across to you. You catch it. The next one to come across would be Val. You know what I mean? And Val, you come and he just, once again, as you're running and jumping, like holding on to the rope or whatever as tight as you can, it's like running and jumping. He's just going to kind of like run along with you on the other side to keep the rope semi-taut and then hard tug. So he's like, ugh! And the two of you do the same thing with what's his name and again, get across easily without all of you having to make the check.
Val lands on the other side and just goes, boop.
Rerin would put his bloody useless studded armor on. He grumbles about it. He clearly isn't happy with like the manufacture, the design. It's not fitted. It's uncomfortable. It's hot. It smells.
It's Perrin, man.
Prestidigitation.
We need to get to town.
He will
Thank
actually
you.
do that.
Thank you.
What did you say, Jake?
I said, we need to get to a town.
Yeah, I said properly. Yeah. A proper town to actually buy some shit. So, anyways, you you make your way across. You jump the
The
gap.
money I'm paying them.
Almost in perfect juxtaposition to your flop. Superman landing on the other side for no. So and you guys make your way over to the door, and when you get there, again, there were a couple of traps on the door. You're easily able to be like, okay, just don't touch this here, and let's just make sure that we kind of step to the side for this over here. No problem. And actually, for unlocking the door, there's literally this thing off to the side of the door, to the side where it would open from, so the swinging side, as opposed to the hinge. There's a little area where there's a bit of stone. We can actually grab that bit of stone. You pull it out, and much like turning like a dial for a safe, you're going to turn it one way and then turn it back another way. So it's like one crank this way, then two cranks that way, and press it in, and it unlocks the door. It's very simple. And you guys could to push the door open from there. Unlocks, push it open, and it finally swings open into the keep that you've been trying to get to since the end of last session. So when it swings open, what you see on the other side is actually a sight that is kind of nice. The place is bare. It's not much inside of it. There's no furniture, there's no monsters, there's no anything like that. It's kind of like, oh, good. There's at least not some big creature here sitting trying to whoop my ass or something like that. What you do also find inside the place is gathered in two of the corners. There's like a whole bunch of like straw and leaves and twigs and stuff like that have clearly been decomposing for a considerable period of time. Maybe at some point in time there was a nest that was here, but honestly, it looks so decomposed that there can't possibly be a nest here any longer. It's unlikely. And then going in and looking out,
don't trust.
looking about a little bit further, you see like as you come walking into this large chamber, there are two doors that come off of it. One of them directly across this chamber from you, and one of them to your right. It's kind of hard to remember which way is which at this point because you've been in the cave for so long, in the area for so long, and whatnot. But
well, we came in that way, and then we went down a thing, and then it turned, and then we went up a spiral. So
Where's the
right's
sun?
the way out.
okay. So
While he was doing that, Valorant just looks up the thing and goes, "Where's the sun?"
So you decide to go the right path.
No, right's the way out. We don't want to go out.
Well, not out, but like the door. What do you mean by out?
Like towards the main door that we saw.
Oh, well, that would be for like towards like the balcony area would be out because there was that balcony.
Yeah.
Do you want to go towards the balcony or no?
I guess we'll confirm it's the balcony.
There you go.
Yep. I guess we're going to there.
No, my apologies. And right is right, actually. So if you walk in and you turn right because you came in from the side of this room, and you go to the other one, when you open it up, you actually see it does open into another chamber that is itself not quite the balcony. It's the chamber immediately before it, but has large windows inside of it that are actually having light come in. You can actually feel the crisp spring air inside here. You can taste it. You can smell it. It's wonderful. But also inside here, at one point in time, there must have been a door. A large double door that opened onto the actual balcony. Years, decay, rot. This door wasn't iron like the ones down below. It was iron reinforced wood. The wood was all rotted, and you can still see remnants of some of the wood, and most of the iron rusted and bent. In the center of the room, you see there is a large nest that is still intact. That's right here. This is a big old nest here. I mean, and when I say big, I mean like all of you guys can climb into it and sit down and play patty cakes if you want to. The leaves don't look rotted. They don't look decayed. At least not most of them. But there's
any clues to what sort of creature this nest belongs to? And don't say I walk forward and a giant beak pops down and says, "Rah?" I see it's your nest. Goodbye.
So do you go to investigate it? Because unfortunately you don't see anything from where you are. You have to actually move up to.
Yeah, feathers, fur.
Exactly. Yep. So as you go walking up,
scales.
As you go walking up to check the thing out, you actually do see kind of like, because it's tall. So how tall is your character? About 6 feet, right?
6'1", I think.
Yeah. So you go walking over, and you're kind of like up on your tippities, because you can see over the thing, but you get up on your tippities to get like a full view, because there's a lip to it, so you can see fully down as well. There are feathers that are lost in there. The feathers are like white. And some of them are white, some of them are brown, some of them that mix between white and brown. So it's clearly the bird is of those multiple colors. The feathers themselves are absolutely ginormous. But imagine you try to grab in and grab one of those feathers, one that's probably in the best condition possible, and pull it out. And this thing is just massive, like long sword long.
Okay, cool.
And so you're holding this thing. Go ahead.
So from that, I'm expecting it's a flight-capable bird.
That's what you're. That's pretty safe to guess. You guys can also roll me a knowledge nature check.
I shall.
Damn you, just.
Nope.
Oh no.
It's an iguana. Money's iguana. Money's on it. So looking at this thing, you can't tell exactly what kind of bird this is. It's hard to tell. It's just massive. But flight capable bird, you're positive of that one. There's no question there. Also looking at the feathers, this feather that came out, it does not look to be one of those like the flight feathers or anything. You don't think it's molting at this point in time? You think it just happened to be a feather that probably just plucked out with its beak, scratching an itch or grooming itself in general, whatever it was. But you unfortunately can't make out what kind of bird this is.
Are there eggs in the nest?
You do not see any eggs in the nest.
Good. Let's leave.
You do, of course, again see the entranceway that goes out to the balcony, so you can look out there as well.
Do we want to look out there, or do we want to get back inside?
Hey, look, it's that.
Yeah, he does the thing where he takes 2 steps and just
gone.
he's gone.
Just hear a Wilhelm scream.
Up
Should
to
we
you.
check the inside of the place out first? Or do you wish to establish an escape route?
I think that would be smart.
Let's have a little peek out then. Out on the balcony. Little peek. Let's check the sky first, since this thing is probably capable of flight. We don't want it to be flying straight at us.
One
The
thing.
Baron's just looking for things to block. The door that we came through, it opens into the room, right?
I'm sorry. What was that?
I don't
The
think there
door
was a
we-
door.
Oh, okay.
No.
I thought we
What,
went through a
what was the
door to get to
question?
this.
You did. You came through a door, and it was shut. Yeah.
That door, does it open into the room or out of the room?
Good question. It opens out of the room. So the balcony had a rotted door leading into the room that has the nest. The nest room has a door that leads into the room that you first walked in. There we go. Sorry.
Valorant is looking for things to block the door, just in case we have to.
Oh, okay, cool. Makes sense. So as you go walking out, one more thing I wanted to say about that knowledge check that you guys made, because you actually got a decent check, was you believe the creature is what we would call size category large. So about the size of a horse. With a wingspan of probably like obnoxious. So.
Well, let's not mess with that thing.
Yeah. All right, so just to be clear about that. So when you go walking out, you're going to immediately look to the skies. Roll me a perception check.
All of us, or who wants to do this?
I ain't walking out there.
I'm good back here, guys.
I'll roll it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Valorant's sitting by the door.
I'll assist.
Like, you all walked into the room. Valorant's inside the other room looking for something to block it, just in case.
Makes sense. So you the things that you think you could block it, by the way, for you, parts of that rusted old door that's broken between the room with the nest and the balcony, ripping off parts of that you think you might be able to use to wedge the door behind, the other door shut. So that's the only materials around that you can find around here.
That's a good point. Just thinking about this, right? the windows are too small for a large-sized creature to come through.
It broke through the door.
Particularly, it would have to alight with its huge wingspan and squeeze through. So probably the door that's actually in the way is a double door, but it's still a rusted iron frame. It's still made of iron. Could we not just attach a manacle to each side of the frame and it would be like jangle, 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 but can't get in?
You can try it.
If needs be.
That's
because-
smart. I like
If we
that.
wanted to stay here for the night.
I would suggest we stay in the other area in case, but yes. And then it would at least have to make noise.
I mean,
It'd be, at very least be a warning of it coming.
It probably wouldn't be able to get through iron, like break it. It might be able to break a hinge off or something, but it wouldn't be able to break through actual iron, even if it is rusted, unless it's like unbelievably rusted.
It's pretty rusted and bent, I think, is what he was implying.
I think it's a good idea. We should do that anyway, though.
Yeah, I
It'll
agree.
give us at least an early detection. So.
Okay.
Also, it might be worth one of the parts of the door that is broken and not going to compromise its integrity to take that so we can jam it under the other door if we need to.
Okay. And so you're working on that one. They go out there, they make their perception checks. One, you looking about, taking an 18 because he gave you a +2 for his assistance. You look about, you see in the sky several birds flying about. You know what I mean? You don't believe you see it unless that one over there is like, it's it, but just really, 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 really far away. You don't believe you see any massive birds in the area. So you guys come onto the balcony, tentative at first. You look about. You think you're safe. You're not dumb. You turn around, you look up too.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not there either.
Bird poop.
Oh, there's definitely, that was my next description. Oh, on the balcony, there's a lot of poop out there. It just is, you know what I mean? It's gross, but it is there. When you also get out there and you start like walking about, you see the balcony is pretty much stripped of everything. Bones of things that have been devoured. Bits of like, almost looks like equipment and stuff like that out there as well. But nothing that like, you feel free to go through it in a second, but nothing that jumps out at you immediately without you're actively searching through it. Eventually make your way to the edge of the balcony itself. And so two of you, because one of them is chicken, two of you go to the edge of the balcony and you finally look outwards. And the sight is remarkable. Just the way that this balcony looks out down onto the valley. You can see the valley from edge to edge. This ends to that ends. The rolling mountains all around that you have, the vantage point you have to see take in the sight, you can see over many of the hills around here, many of them, allowing you to just see the sky as far as light will allow you to do it, as far as your eye can grasp onto those details. It just is this breathtaking sight that you have here. It is incredibly awe-inspiring. And maybe it's all you notice while you're here, because it's just truly beautiful. But just in case, roll me another perception check, both of you.
Both of us? Okay.
Yeah, that was the thing that. Oh no. Oh no.
So, you're taking this in.
Really beautiful.
You're taking this in, Rayron. It's just absolutely stunning. There's no question about that. You've been inspired, awed by many sights that we've seen in Idir since you've gotten here. One, you're taking it in two, and let's not, discredit the amount of beauty that you take in there, but your mind is often on other things, and so you're looking down and scouting the area, vantage point to take in the sight of the valley below. When you notice movement down there, it's hard to make out, but you definitely see movements down below. There's a few figures. Oh, God, it's hard to make out how many. 3, 5, 4, somewhere in there. And they happen to be moving towards the actual keep itself.
Yeah, seeing that, I'd just say to Rayron, maybe we should yell out to Jaden and shut the door.
Why? What's wrong?
There's a group of something. There's figures I can see down there. They're heading towards the keep.
What? We have to go now.
Yes.
She'll be killed. Rairen's gonna take off.
So you immediately turn and start to flee back the other way. The corridors are long. There's that pit trap you have to get over. And those stairs you're going to have to loop down for ages.
Sound carries, right?
Sure, but not as far as you might hope it does. Obviously, magically enhanced sound is a different story from, like, just hollering. First thing you need to do, Rairen, is that pit trap. Roll me your acrobatics.
Ooh-wee. I've not had time to take my armor off. Let's go.
It's a bit of a struggle, but you make it to the other side. And you immediately start taking it from there. Running, turning the corner, heading down them stairs. And you're looping down them as quick as you could. I mean, you know that there's traps on these stairs, but you also knew where they were. You're a pretty smart guy. Do you remember all of them? Roll me an intelligence check.
Yes, I do. 100%. Every single one.
Oh, roll the luck. Roll the luck. This is a luck one. Roll it.
No, we gotta hold on to the Lux. It's fine.
Okay.
Fine, I remembered all of them.
Oh, okay.
I'll forget one maybe, but it's okay because it'll be one of the old rusted ones that won't work.
So you're looping down the stairs, and doing the best you can to try to, do well. Let me just remember something for a second. So it's and then okay. So roll me a reflex save.
Oh, that's a great sign. Oh, that was like good, bad, good, bad.
So as you're trying to loop your way down the stairs, it's actually a little bit better for you because of the fact that you are going down as opposed to up, and they're usually trying to keep people out as opposed to in. So as you step onto one of the steps, the way the step is designed is when you step into it, it's supposed to depress down enough that you end up falling forward onto the steps in front of it, all of those steps' edges having been bladed. So you literally step and
My
feel...
God, that's a horrible... Wow.
Yeah, but luckily for you...
stubbing your toe.
You're running the other way. Oh, God. You're running the other way, so that depressing for you does not end up tripping you, because just like the wonkiness and the blades there does not end up tripping you. Instead, it just ends up making you like stumbling down the stairs a little bit. It makes you have to eventually kind of like come to a full stop and then start back up and build your momentum again going down. You believe you remember where that pressure plate was that triggered the stairs, but you were kind of in a moment. You think you do. One more intelligence check, sir.
Yeah, it's on the inside. It's on the right side. So I'll go on the outside.
You were the one that triggered it last time. And because it was you remember perfectly. So you loop down. It's literally like one of those, like almost like deja vu, like I've been here before. And you like almost like you believe you see the exact step. Like, fuck that step. But just in case, you hop 4 of them. You know what I mean? Stumble for a second and then keep on running. You run past all the bars that you'd bent, all the bars that are broken. Others have like gone back in. But the 3 that you guys had messed up, because there's 3, the 3 you guys had messed up, the 2 you completely broke off, the one that's kind of like, that's still sitting there dangling. The others have already recessed, except for those. Run past those, and you finally are down to nearly the bottom of the stairs. Roll me a perception check.
And remember, the wheel is still trapped, sir.
You hear a loud yell and then a scream of pain, followed immediately by laughter. But it's a laughter that is both chilling and now familiar. You'd heard that noise the night before. You couldn't quite put that chittering to what it was. But now it's... Oh. It almost sounds sounds animal in nature. Hey,
Fucking
speaking
balls.
of, one more time, roll me that nature check.
Hyena.
Fuck.
Oh, no.
Fuck.
Knowles.
You know for a fact this sounds like a hyena. You know for a fact this sounds like a gnoll. You believe it's too late for her. They're already in.
Oh my god.
This ain't good. Whoa. I've got a long ass corridor here.
80 feet.
There's light from the other side.
Mm-hmm.
I can see their silhouettes.
You haven't poked your head around the corner. You stopped probably about 20 feet from the bottom of the steps.
I'm gonna poke my head around the corner and,
Sure.
and look.
They're laughing loud enough. You don't even really have to make a stealth check because they're making a lot of noise. There's no way they can see you. So you make your way a little bit lower down. And you poke your head around the corner. Make a perception check. Oh, no. You don't have to. Sorry. You poke your head around the corner. You see definitely 3 humanoid forms and 1 quadruped. Definitely see that.
And I can't see, like, Jaden.
Unfortunately, it's the way that the light's kind of coming in, the way that their shadows are being cast. It's difficult to see.
Raren.
There might be a body on the floor. It's hard to tell, but you don't.
Raren's
You don't hear her.
grapple at his back, unlock the crossbow, place
Oh fuck.
place a bolt, and then he's gonna step round the corner and he quietly whispers to himself, "Fuck you," and then he's gonna shoot one of them. Not the quadruped, because they have more feet and will trigger more traps. Although they might be faster, they trigger more traps.
All right, roll me your attack roll, sir.
And I will. I'll use another arcane pool on this.
They are flat-footed.
So arcane pool and
So it's a +1 chance to hit and damage, which is sexy.
crossbow light. Do I still have my +1? No, let's put that +1 on there. Put that +1 on there. Okay. Fuck you.
Oh, I mean, that's still real good for the hit, at least.
Are you applying dexterity to damage?
I don't know. Let me check. Yes, I am.
Dexterity doesn't get applied to damage in earlier editions
Okay.
for ranged weapons. Unfortunately, it's like
Yeah, no, that's all right.
there are ways to apply strength damage with certain weapons, but correct me if I'm not wrong, right, Jake? You don't apply dex to damage, right? Almost
I
positive.
don't think so.
Yeah,
I
that was a
don't
5e
think so.
thing. Okay, cool.
On melee attacks as well. Yeah.
Only if you take feats that you can do
Yeah,
that.
I think there's something for fate, like that a fate allows you to do
Oh,
something.
damn.
Yeah,
for
just
melee.
not intrinsically. Yeah. Yep. All right. So, anyways, it's dex builds are so OP. They have a feat tax to not break the game outright. It takes a little
Yeah.
effort. So, anyways, so just confirming that. So, moving on. You guys can fire. So you fire the bolts down the corridor, and it's what 2 points of damage because you rolled 91, right? So 2 points, one from your arcane pool, and thunk, you hit one of the hyenas. The others notice it, and they start like laughing at him, like they think it's hilarious, and it whips around and it starts looking down the corridor towards you, and its eyes. Those animalistic eyes, you can only see their silhouettes, but its eyes, it's so angry, its eyes almost start to like have a slight red glow to them. Not otherworldly, but like an animal's does at night. You know what I mean? Like you can almost see like a
Fucking
shine
cat
coming
eye
off of it.
sword.
Yeah. And it whips around, the others laughing at it, and they start like picking up their weapons and moving their way 1 step, 2 steps, and then jogging. Roll me initiative, Neil.
Oh fuck.
Time to run.
Oh yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh no.
That's all right. They're
Yeah,
like 80
yeah.
feet away.
there are also hyenas. Like,
40-foot movement tops. It's fine.
yeah, dash.
Oh, their move speed is
that's-
63, I think.
63?
Holy shit.
Made that ever.
So you have us at a disadvantage because we don't know Pathfinder, so you can just throw numbers at us and scare us.
That's why I totally made up a bullshit number. So I'm sorry, your initiative, did you roll it?
Yep.
Okay, let me just fix something over here because it will
Good luck.
affect the stream for a second because of my setup. Click.
If you deliberately trigger the trap for the stairs and know it's coming, yeah.
All right.
mean, it ain't coming. There's no boulder at the top.
No, but it still might cause them to fall down
That's true, yeah.
if they're not expecting it.
Okay. 1 second. Boom. Boom.
And you just got to stay out of the way of the traps and make sure they hit them. We got to close that door and lock it again so it has the traps because
Yeah,
we unlocked
I'm gonna close it.
Yeah.
Where's their knit mod? Oh, there it is. They just don't have one. Okay.
I imagine Varad's literally standing at the before the pit. He's not going to jump the pit, but he's standing before the pit, just looking down, like what, waiting to see what's going on down there.
Yeah, you definitely weren't jumping that pit. I don't know.
Oh, no.
One would be standing next to him, and having seen the figures, just would have drawn his heavy crossbow and just loaded it.
Oh, would you have been with Rayron?
No,
I
when he
wouldn't
saw
have
the
jumped.
figures, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, saw the figures outside.
Yep.
Yeah, so you're standing with me after the pit with the crossbow.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got this all set up now for you, sir. So the first one that gets to go is actually going to be the actual hyena itself. Is immediately going, right? Fucking hyenas. So the hyena itself is going to be the first one to go, and it immediately starts like taking off, trying to make its way around the corner at you. Now, obviously, you were kind of smart with what you did. You stepped around the corner, you waited a moment, you fired, and then you stepped back around the corner. You didn't leave yourself exposed, right? So the hyena goes rushing around, chasing after. If you were still in the corridor, it could have charge attacked you. But because you weren't, you step back around the corner, it stops, it has to like run, skitter, run, and starts getting to you where you're like 2 or 3 steps up the stairs at this point. And so it gets to you, and it's looking at you, and it's got this like growl and like foamy mouth thing going on, but it cannot actually attack you at this point because it had already just spent this turn double moving. Now it is one of the other creatures' turns, who also just starts like rushing forward and comes around the corner and is standing there. Now the gnolls, just to describe them for everybody, gnolls are not small creatures. They stand very tall, about 6.5 feet in height. And that's like with them kind of hunched over. They're technically taller than that if they stand fully erect. They're kind of like hunched in over. Long bushy tails, this kind of like greenish, almost yellowish, is it slight green, but yellowish brownish kind of like fur with little dots and whatnot on it, similar to what you would see on a hyena. They have these elongated canine like faces, these huge fangs. They have these very wicked and evil eyes. These particular gnolls happen to be wearing very basic armor. They happen to be wearing just studded leather armor, and they're holding spears in their hands. No shields or anything like that. No ranged weapons beyond, a spear. And they come. This one comes around the corner and it's like hulking and like jogs it a little bit, and it comes walking around the corner and looks at you, and it starts to get what you would describe as a smile, similar to how you would see your dog smile. If you were giving it a good pet, you would describe as a smile across this creature's face. It calls something back to the other hyenas in a language that I don't believe you understand. Let me just double check.
I have parents.
Gnolls speak their own language. Yep.
Oh.
Yep, they speak their own language. So, do me a favor. Roll me a linguistics check. Because you have their base alphabet.
Oh,
I'm not
mode.
thinking about what he's saying.
Yeah.
That would be dumb.
You're more just like, oh shit, they got to me already.
You're like, that 80 foot seems a lot smaller now.
Yeah, right. So it says something. It's now your turn. What do you?
So, what's next to me?
So immediately in front of you is the hyena, right? Because of like how these stairs aren't super crazy wide. Right behind the hyena is the knoll, kind of like pushing its way up to stand next to it. Behind that are the other knolls, like a good ways down the corridor still. And then it's just you with a whole bunch of stairs. You might have to Rocky up.
If you trigger that trap, it also puts bars in the way.
That's true. So would I like? How does movement in this system work? I've got my six squares of movement, 30 foot. Then is dashing like a main action?
A double move. Yep.
Yep.
You just expend your standard action to move again. Yep.
Okay. And because he's in base contact, I would take an attack of opportunity.
Correct, because they're up and engaged with you. Absolutely.
Can't you disengage?
You can, but then that's spending your standard action.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I think he needs to double move, because then if he double moves, he might only be taking the attack of opportunity, where if he doesn't, he might take everything.
Now, you might be thinking, but then I'm going to run into that scenario where every time I move, they can move the same speed, and then they can just hit me, and they can actually charge attack, and they can get... Well, the good news is you're actually running upstairs. And without certain training, skill checks, whatever, you cannot charge attack upstairs.
Oh.
So they can't double move attack upstairs.
Okay, right. Raren's just going to run then. He's sprinting for that pressure plate.
Okay.
He's going to stand on it real hard.
All right, then I will, as you turn and start to loop your way up those stairs, like, fuck. And then you just start running as fast as you can and hoping for the best case scenario in this situation. Hold on, let me move this tabs over. Close you, don't need you, open, close you, just causing confusion. Anything going on over here? Nope, okay. And you have a plus. Where are you? There you are, and you have a plus. Perfect. Love it.
Oh, great, they have a whole bunch of pluses to something.
Oh my fucking god. I need to snip this. I got literally no, I got a 5 and a 6 total. I rolled so shitty. My total attack rolls are 5 and a 6. Neil, someone loves you. Someone loves you.
Go boy, go. Run.
So you yeah. Here. Clip. So I'll deal with that later. You start running up the stairs as fast as you possibly fucking can. You just start booting it up the stairs, and the hyena tries to bite you, and it does. It gets the heel of your boot, the first step that you take or second step that you take, and then you just kick it straight in the nose with your other foot and start going. The knoll takes a couple steps after you and lunges at you with the spear, but you, just because you were planning on that, like again, like Rocky run up the stairs, shifting from weight to weight as you go. You know, that first little bit to build a momentum, then you can like hard run it. You just happen to move out of the way in time. The spear comes out wide and doesn't hit you, and you start booting it as fast as you can. So, this plays out a little funny. Technically speaking, stairs are difficult terrain. So, you take half movement speed. So, you're only actually moving technically 30 feet. We don't really care about that right now. The knoll has the same speed as you. So, technically speaking, 30 feet is all he can move to. And he can't charge attack because he's running upstairs. So, you can't charge attack at the end of difficult terrain. The hyena, same thing. But his speed's actually double yours. So,
Actually,
please.
If I mean, just before we get onto their movement, can I make it to the pressure plate?
Not for the stair drop. Not yet. No, yeah. That's way up there.
Good.
Way up there. Yep, no, you're fine. So anyways, the hyena has almost double your movement. It's 50 feet. But again, half of that is 25, so it actually stops it. It actually stops it, so it's literally 5 feet shy of being able to bite you, because it's to be able to move with you, right? So, unfortunately, you're able to stay ahead of them. Now, we're not going to play a game of, let's play every round, that's boring. So, instead, we're going to play this out a different way. One, you ran all the way down here. Now you're running all the way back. It's a little exhausting. I'm going to need a fortitude save.
Oh.
You succeed. Doesn't matter. You have so much determination in your mind. You have so much focus, so much drive. You literally just saw one of your friends killed. It's hard. It's literally the last group of your friends. Out of all of you that snuck off of the walls of Amalta, they were all killed by slavers, captured by slavers, to then be either killed by slavers in their escape, or run off and then, well, died on his own. That's fine. Or killed now by gnolls. This is ridiculous. You start with determination. You start booting up the stairs as fast as you can, keeping air in your lungs, keeping your practice breath. I now need one more check from you, at least for now. Acrobatics check, opposed by theirs, to see if they can gain any momentum on you.
No.
Arvine!
Oh no.
Well, I guess I could get real used to making characters in this Pathfinder.
No.
Oh god, that's amazing. So
I don't know if it makes a difference, but I think when you run at 4 times your speed.
no, that's a run. But but they also do the same thing. He's just kind of like yeah. So actually, I think we were using the run mechanics. That might actually work worse in his favor because I think hyenas naturally have the run feat, which makes 5 times.
Oh my god. Ah!
Yeah.
Should have shot the hyena.
Ah!
Yeah. Shoot its fucking leg or something.
All right. So, anyways, they're running after you. At one point in time, the gnoll actually gets an opportunity, thrusts at you again with that spear because he catches up enough for it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Do it to it. I beat an AC of 11.
16.
Fuck. Okay. I have to roll off.
Yes.
The hyena, as opposed to the gnoll.
Thank God for the shitty studded leather armor.
Hey, even I would have survived that.
So the hyena, as opposed to the gnoll, which just took an opportunity to thrust at you from behind. The hyena, because it moves so quickly, eventually kind of like skirts past you and moves in front of you, and then from like a couple steps up, it like turns back and like lunges at you, and you could hear the hyena was like yipping at it and causing it to do that. The gnoll was yipping at it and causing it to do this, and it like lunges itself at you like wow, from the other side. With higher ground, I get an additional +1 to my attack.
No, I'll just duck.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yes.
I get a 10 total. So yes, you literally just duck. This is obnoxious. Ah!
You are fucking just. So fuck.
Running, and literally just duck. And the thing is, and like your lens behind you, you happen to catch a quick glance behind you, and you see the other 2 gnolls are like charging up further down, but charging up the stairs as well. And you're pretty sure you catch a glint in one of their hands, like they're still holding that bolt. And you turn back and keep running. I need you to make me another acrobatics check, sir.
Get a 20 and hit that
no
trap.
more natty ones, please.
Oh.
Nearly.
Hey.
Oh, all right.
I was gonna say, get a 20, hit that trap, and keep going.
One does terribly. The gnoll starts falling far behind. As you're looping up the stairs, Gnoll maybe getting exhausted, maybe because of all the trek to even just get to the door down there. The hyena keeping with you, no problem, constantly like, nipping at your pant
What point
legs.
do we hear stuff at the top?
Not quite just yet, because he's not even to the point where he's at the pressure plate. Neil,
Okay.
one more from you. Let's see if he gets that pressure plate in one piece.
Missing a piece, I think.
Luck. Do you want to use it?
No.
Okay.
You must be sage with your lucks.
I will not. I will wait until you roll. Until you tell me whether or not you're rolling your luck before.
No.
You rolled an 11 total. I got an 11 and a 14 total. So, they looping up behind you. The gnoll finally does catch back up, catches up to right behind where you are. Unfortunately, because he just barely tied you, he didn't beat you. Ties go to the PCs as always. He is not able to make the attack. The hyena, however, was able to do the same thing as before, where he kind of like plotted himself just ahead of where you are. You actually think that it literally just jumped over where the pressure plate was, if you remember correctly, and is launching at you from that same way as it did last time.
Launches over, you press it and go.
This time it'd be an AC of 19.
But yeah, it learned. He ducks, and it's like, yeah, I didn't jump yet.
Oh, do I have bonus to my damage? No. Wait. Oh, there. Yes. Very much. Very much yes.
No.
How much health points do you have?
10.
Okay. You take 7 points of damage. I have another bit of bad news for you. See, hyenas are a creature that when they bite you, because it jumps at you and it lunges, it fucking sinks its teeth into your shoulder, and it swings its whole body out wide. And as soon as it lands, you try to like pull your shoulder free. Oh, it's not done. It's trying to pull you down. It gets a free trip attempt against you. What's your CMD, sir?
My CMD.
Oh no.
Is 13.
Okay. Ah! I got an 11 total. So it tries to grab you by your shoulder and literally like whipping its head to the side like a dog with a chew toy and tries to pull you down to the ground, but you're just barely able to pull free, ripping off a chunk of your studded leather, literally ripping off the shoulder of your studded leather is now hanging like a flap off of you. You have blood pouring down your hand. You can feel it trickling off of your knuckles, but you're free from the thing. You take 2, maybe 3 more steps, and then click. All of a sudden, clank, you feel your step go, and then clank, ceiling above, and everything goes. All the Knoll, the hyena, skitter, you know, trying to brace itself. Roll me, same as last time, your acrobatics check to try to maintain yourself.
Please succeed this. Oh no!
I think it's time for that 1d4.
Yeah, I think it is.
Hope you roll 1. Ah! You
It's
bastard!
really a 1.
Ah, you got the 3. You actually are able to literally just kind of like reach out, reach forward. Like I said beforehand, being on 4s is a good thing. Not puppy 4s. Paws don't have the grip the way like a human hand does. So you have the soles of your boots down below. Spread your legs out kind of wide. You put one hand here, another one kind of grabbing the wall. The click happens. You slide down maybe a couple steps, but you hold on. The Knolls, with their big old paws, skitter. They're not able to hold on very well. They're tumbling way down there. They're not getting up. You hold on. The hyena. You finally get the break that you need. You can easily run up and reunite with your friends. You can actually get there, safe, clear, good to go.
Jump the hole.
Yep. You can start calling to them before you get to the hole. Yeah.
Yeah.
When he rounds the corner with like blood and like the shoulder missing, you hear, "Holy fuck!"
Yeah, you just see one with a crossbow, like he's got it trained at you, and then he
Not
just
me,
sees you
not
and
He
he moves
fires.
to the side.
Sorry, I had to be sure.
There's the pause, and then Baron starts running to the door. Just fuck.
Oh, that's awesome. So you come running up and around the corner. I don't know if you say anything or if you just roll. Roll me your acrobatics to make that jump.
I mean, he's bleeding with his shoulder torn up. We're running, or this thing's following him.
Help.
Is the rope still there?
I imagine yes. I imagine you guys were smart enough to leave it across.
Yeah.
Okay. So you fail, but the way that it works, no, I'm sorry. The rope's still there. That's what you were asking. So, you rolled. So you fail, but the way that Pathfinder 3rd edition works is if you fail by less than 5, you actually clip the lip on the other side, and you actually into your ribs, and your shoulders are hung on, and you have to try to climb yourself out or accidentally fall in.
Oh.
Luckily for you, your friends on the other side loop an arm under each shoulder and hoist you up.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, holy fuck. Oh.
Hyenas. Knolls. Get ready.
Okay. You say hyenas.
I'm
No.
gonna-
Fuck. Door.
And almost as if
The door.
like as a response to that, you guys hear in the down the hallways the yipping and the howling of the hyena and the gnolls as they're running and rushing their way up. They're not
Now,
here
can
yet.
I prepare an action?
Please, of course.
I'm gonna level the crossbow
Mm-hmm.
and shoot the first thing that comes into range.
We want to go through the door. We want to shut the door and lock it. It has a lock. We don't want to be here. They could probably jump this fairly easily.
I'll stand in the doorway.
He has a rather large crossbow.
Valorant's actually gonna pull out the potion of mage armor and chug it.
Did you guys have
pretty much?
Did you guys have spider climb in those old potions I gave you before?
No, I don't think so.
No,
Oh, I thought
no,
you
we
did.
didn't.
Okay. I was like,
Yeah,
Otherwise,
I
we just
literally
climb the
put the
walls
spell in
and
just so
then
I could do that.
I was gonna say when the ball was coming your way forever ago, spider climb and run up that super slope area. So
How do I? Oh fuck! There isn't already a thing for.
mage armor that didn't have a chance of failure. So all it is you have to build that buff for yourself. So +4 AC mage armor is what you're gonna name the buff, and then click it so you have your bonus there. All right, so you guys prepare your actions. You get your what? I think one of you has a heavy crossbow, one of you has a light crossbow out. You guys get them out, you level them, and you more or less get ready, British style for how they engage in warfare. All right, man.
Do we only have?
Line up.
Do we only have the one, more or less the one round until they get to us?
You have a bit. So if you want to prepare yourself, you get time. You don't know how much time, but you get a bit.
Because I want to cast Shield of Faith.
Oh, you can do that. Neil, any buff spells?
I'll drink a potion of Shield of Faith and then prepare with my crossbow as well, seeing that one's ready to lay down a bully here.
So one cast a spell, one drank a potion, one drank a potion. That's round one. Round two, one prepares a bow, one prepares a bow, one... What are you doing, Valorant? Are you also preparing an action to cast a spell?
If I prepare an action to cast a spell and they don't come around the corner, do I still waste the spell?
No, you just waste the action.
Okay. Then I will prepare a snowball for the first one to come around because I want to. I'm going to prepare a snowball to the first one that tries to jump over because I want to stagger it just before it goes to jump.
That's funny. That's fine. Just so you know, you can say prepare an action for the first one to jump. You don't have to say what spell it is. You just say prepare an action to cast a spell.
Okay, I will do that then.
Okay. All right, perfect. So they come a running around the mountain when they come. Each of you guys, the first one that comes around that corner, it's the hyena, of course. It's the fastest. So the hyena comes around the corner. The two of you take your shots.
If it survives that, then I'm in it.
Oh, yeah.
That was a really good chance to hit. That was some really good damage. But you didn't put the aura on your crossbow, did you? To get the +1, did you?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, how long does that last?
Let me double check. Let
Yeah.
me double check. That's a good point, actually. I didn't consider that. I was like, I didn't let go, so.
I clicked the weapon, I actually clicked crossbow heavy. Is that what I was supposed to click?
Technically, you're supposed to do the attack and then the damage afterwards. Both you guys made the mistake,
Okay.
but it's not the end of the world.
Oh, I forgot we
yeah.
could do that.
Is
Yeah.
it, does it? Yeah, it's 1 minute it lasts.
Oh, lasts for 1 minute. I would say it's been over a minute.
Yeah, sure.
But because it's a swift action, you can just activate it on your next turn or whatever. So you do 6 points of damage. Unfortunately, 1 you miss.
5 points. 5 points.
Yeah.
Because that's with the +1 from the thing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay, cool. So 5 points of damage. 1, unfortunately, you miss. 1, don't forget that you do have other abilities like judgments and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure because I know you haven't played an Inquisitor before. All right, so you take your shot. One of you clip it, 6 points of damage. The other one unfortunately misses. The hyena keeps rushing forward. It stops for a second, yips twice, right as and then starts running towards you guys.
If
And
it's
then
running to do the jump up, that's when I go.
it's gonna make the hop.
Oh, come on!
That's funny. So unfortunately, you throw the snowball and it misses the hyena and explodes into the wall on the opposite side. So the hyena. Now we actually have to roll for initiatives. Just give me one
fuck.
moment.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah. We should have gone to the door.
We never give you guys tokens before, which is unfortunate. So, I just have to give you something for now. So sorry. What are your names?
Valren.
There's what? There's
Juan. Rayren.
I realize I've been rolling as T Valren this entire time.
T-Dog.
T Val.
Let this one be you, just for simplicity for now. Let this one be you. We'll have this one be this just works nice and easy. So there's some tokens. You guys roll your initiative. Tell me what the results are, so I can apply them to these little
Oh, okay.
tokens.
I found them.
Which tokens which?
I can't.
I didn't
select
assign
the
tokens for you, so you can't select them. I got you though.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, okay.
5.
Yep.
Please be high. Please be. That's not high.
Yeah, that's
11.
more like it.
I'm gonna get mold.
Again. Rayrin got 22. That's sexy. And Val got 11. Beautiful. Descending. Perfect. All right.
I like the hyena token. It's a doggo. It's a fairly cute doggo too, which is bad.
An angry doggo.
All right. So we have it set up. It's going to be what's your name there? Neil. He's going to be Rayrin, followed by 2 gnolls, Val, a hyena, then 1,
Oh, good, I'm before the
and then
hyena.
the final gnoll. So that's the way that's going to go. But we will do that after we take this last and final break before we come back to this session. So we'll see everybody in just a couple of minutes. So, yep.
I'm gonna go pee.
Yeah.